Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sneha Banerjee, and a few days back I was reading an article on the internet. It was about how knowledge is an action, and it spoke about attentional capital. Now I'm very sure that you must not have heard about the term attentional capital, as I also never heard about it. Even I never even read about it anywhere in any textbook or anywhere whatsoever. So I thought that let's make a video about attentional capital, since I read about it and curiosity got the better of me and I read a lot about it. But I'm not going to bombard you with a lot of information. I'm just going to discuss it in a very subtle manner and in a very crisp way, so you get to know about it. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started with today's video. Now, talking about knowledge, we always think that knowledge is something that is absolutely concrete or definite. We treat it as a noun, but that is not really true. Knowledge is not definite. It is always on a barometer, and that barometer continuously shifts. Now, it depends completely upon who you are talking with. Now see, what is the remedy of the problem of assuming that knowledge is definite? We need to understand and measure the quality of the information that we are receiving. So for example, if we take our current political landscape, we will see that we all have somehow same opinions about these particular people because we are following the same media houses, and all these knowledge that we have regarding the political scenario of our country is because the source of information is this one definite media house that is spreading the propaganda that this party is like this and that party is like that. So whatever knowledge that we have regarding the political scenario is absolutely biased, or it is absolutely one-sided, or we can say that it is not the absolute truth. And as I already said, that it depends how much knowledgeable you are when you talk with another person. So if you're having a conversation with someone of a different opinion, you might think that okay, I don't know about that, and that's where the barometer of knowledge shifts. So basically we use attentional capital to evaluate the information that we are obtaining, and then we use it to calculate how to arrive at a place of knowledge. So when we say that a person has high attentional capital, we mean that that person has obtained his knowledge by focused objective research, and he has also tested his findings by making some conversation with other individuals, and he is also at a place where if someone comes to him with proper evidence that his idea or his knowledge is not right or correct, he will take that into consideration and change his position as well. On the other hand, when we talk about someone who has low attentional capital, we are talking about someone who just believes everything and anything that comes across on their newsfeed. They will not dialogue with anyone, they will not take anyone's suggestions, they will not listen to anyone. They will think whatever they know is the absolute truth, and they are absolutely rigid and not flexible with their ideas. And that is a very bad place to be, because in today's era everything is ever changing, nothing is constant, nothing is going to stay forever. So you have to be this person who can be receptible, who can change his ideas as and when required. So if we draw a graph right now, then the attentional capital will be on the vertical axis and the level of understanding of a person will be on the horizontal axis. Now obviously as the vertical axis grows, the attentional capital also grows, and this horizontal axis, which is the level of understanding, is from 0 to extreme. Now there are 4 quadrants, obviously, that is there are 4 combinations of these two. The first quadrant or the first combination is where the person has high level of attentional capital and high level of understanding. The second quadrant is when someone has high level of attentional capital but low level of understanding. The third quadrant is where someone has low level of attentional capital and low level of understanding, and the fourth quadrant is where someone has high level of understanding but low level of attentional capital. Now we are not going to discuss all these combinations, but I'll discuss 2 extreme and important quadrants that I feel is important. Now it's absolutely okay if you have been through all these quadrants, but our drive should always take us to the quadrant 1. That is the ideal place to be, where the attentional capital is just equal to the level of understanding and both are absolutely high. Now what does it mean? Now it means that you have a high level of understanding, that you are an expert, but you also have high level of attentional capital, that is you can dialogue with others, you can change your ideas if proper evidence is shown to you that whatever you are thinking is not absolutely right. And that is a very important thing for a person who is an expert, because otherwise you will never be able to grow. Because whatever you think is correct today might not be, because there's always scope, because knowledge is always on a barometer, and that barometer keeps on shifting. Now here comes the example of all those people who believed that earth is flat. They thought that yes, earth is flat and that is the absolute truth. But there were these bunch of people who thought and felt that that is not the absolute truth. The truth is that the earth might not be flat, and that is where the barometer keeps on shifting. So the people who thought and kept on to their idea of earth being flat never achieved any new information. But on the other hand, all those people who believe that the earth might not as well be flat, they gained knowledge. The second extreme quadrant that I want to discuss is where the level of understanding is very high and attentional capital is very low. That is a place that you would never want to be. That is absolutely suffocating. That never makes you grow, because you really have a good level of understanding, but still you are so preserved, you're so conservative that you will never dialogue with others, you will never accept new ideas. I would also like to say that the quadrant 3 is also a very important quadrant, where the attentional capital is very high but the level of understanding is very low. So you are not rigid, you are flexible, you will always try to gather new information and also analyze if that is the right source of information or not. So eventually you're going to reach that place, or you're going to arrive at that place of knowledge where you have a certain level of knowledge and a certain level of attentional capital to make you keep growing on this path. So if we draw the graph again from quadrant 3 to quadrant 1, it's an upward slope and you're only going to go upwards. That is, with your attentional capital being so high, even if you have low level of understanding, you are eventually going to attain a good level of understanding, and when you will reach at the quadrant 1, you will be at the ideal place. So to conclude, I would like to say that when we start seeing knowledge as a process and as a fluid verb instead of a concrete noun, we change our worldview, we change our perspective entirely, and that is what we need right now in today's era. So when we do that, our awareness is so high, we are always aware of what quadrant we are in right now, and that is very important. You always need to know what is your attentional capital, what is the level of your attentional capital. So I guess that this video was helpful for you and that you got to learn something new, because I was so excited to share it with you guys, because this is one of the most beautiful concepts that I read in the past 1 week, and I think it is amazing. And I think that I'm going to make more videos about the concepts and articles that I read. I'll also put the link of this article in the description below, so do not forget to check that out, because that is a very nice article and there are more important points in that article that I didn't really cover in this video. So alright, that was all for today's video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a new video, since I post new videos every week, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.